This is a tour of Lakeside Pottery Restoration Studio. We have 3 studios. We have this studio, pottery and sculpting studio downstairs, and we have painting studio where Patty uses on the other side of the property. When packages arrive, they come here first. That's the packing or unpacking room. For example, those 3 boxes arrived yesterday. They're going to be opened today. It's early in the morning now. Still dark, but early in the morning. When we unpack them, first thing we do, we log the project scene. That's our office, sort of an office in the middle of the studio. And we send email to the customer communicating to them the package arrived. The first thing we do to the project before we stage it to be waiting in a queue for the return, we cement it. First day, as soon as they come in. And the reason why we cement it first is sometimes things are missing. Not too often, but I know the customer did not pay attention, did not see that piece of one ear is missing. That's how we find out any anomalies. And it's good to communicate those anomalies right away rather than wait a month or 2 later when the turn comes in the queue. Again, most times we don't have any anomalies. And once they're cemented, they go and get staged in here. On this table, on the shelves here, bigger items go on the floor. There are several other items in different stages of the process, which I'll talk through in a moment. Once it comes to that bench again, it comes to the filler step. This item, pretty complex break, but it's been filled in. It's been through the filler process twice already. And the reason why we have to fill it one more time is that each time we fill it, it goes into this oven. It's a 140 degrees oven for proper curation. When it comes out, we send it. We have different stages of sanding. We have rough sanding in the mechanical room, which I'll show you in a moment, then hand sanding. We have 3 levels of sanding to the finest one, which is 3200 grit. And then we inspect the surfaces with a black light. That finds any imperfection. And in a complex break, you do find some. So you fill it up again, you cure it, you sand it until it's perfect. Then once it is sanded, it goes to the painting areas. We have 2 painting stations. This is one, that's where I usually sit. This is where Patty usually sits. Every painting station have a compressor outlet. In this one, we need it for the airbrushing. Again, you can see the numerous different colors. This example, this item is actually finished, the top view. It's already glazed, but what wasn't done is the bottom. This happened to be a Picasso plate. So we did the top first. Now we have to paint the bottom and glaze the bottom. That should be finished this week sometimes. And then when they're done, we go to the next one online. And once it's painted, it goes back to the heating chamber for the acrylic or any other paints we use to cure properly, and then it goes into the glaze room. Before I enter the glaze room, I have to wear this mask. Glazing is not the healthiest material to breathe in. And the reason why we call it clean room is glazing takes a while for it to cure and settle, that gives it a lot of opportunity to collect dust. So dust is not a good thing to have in a glazing room. So we keep the door always closed. We clean it often to make sure there is no dust particles. And again, we close the door to prevent from dust coming in, but also to prevent from the fumes to come to the main studio. The other thing that I skipped that I mentioned earlier is the mechanical room, or also called the dirt room. That's opposite of the other room. This is where all the messy stuff is done. We have a grinder, we have power sanding tools, we have welding equipment, we do some metal statues as well, mostly bronze, and with strong fans. We have to wear the mask at all times when it's in use, and the door is always closed to prevent from the dust to get into the main studio. The equipment that we use, we have a lot of instrumentations and materials. You don't see them. We like to keep the studio neat, but all these closets have all sorts of materials: mold taking, casting resins, and airbrush components that we replace as we need, and etc., etc. Once the project is complete, it's being placed here. Those items are ready to be shipped. We send photos and an invoice to the customer, and that photo is taken in this photo booth. Like this example, this was finished. This is a Kinsugi repaired item, and I'll talk about Kinsugi in a moment. And once the customer pays the invoice, those are actually all paid, and they're ready to be packed and shipped. It goes to various different states, including Hawaii. One of this project goes to Hawaii. It gets packed in this room, and we use UPS for shipping. The Kintsugi is where you repair pottery with gold. We have two types of customers. We have customers that have items that are broken. When they submit the estimate request, they ask for Kintsugi repair. Or we have customers that buy our own work from our Kintsugi gallery online, and the items that are in our Kintsugi gallery are placed in here. And the way we make them is from inventory of all sort of pots we have everywhere. Those pots, it's a combination of items that we purchase with the destined to be broken, or items that we made. We seem to make less of things. People seem to want items that came from Japan to stay true to the metaphor. And there are more pots to be broken here. Incidentally, the compressor, which I just missed, the compressor is in the closet in this supply room. Again, tools and materials are everywhere, but that compressor is in the closet to make sure that it's quieter when it operates. We have a small kiln. When we have missing pieces, like this one has missing fingers, this one had a missing segment. In most cases, we sculpted with clay. When we have enough, we fire it in the kiln. We fire it to what's called cone 06. It's 1800 degrees, 6 hours, and then the items come out, and we cement them, paint them, and go through the process I described. The Kintsugi is made in this station. We have two types of Kintsugi. Some are made with real gold, which is this, 23.5 karat gold, and some made with metal, but it's not gold. We have a proprietary process and proprietary material that custom made for us. It's a gold-like metal that get encapsulated, and that's most of what we sell as Kintsugi. I would say 80%. It's non-real gold. It's more affordable, and more people can use the metaphor. Here, where we heat up the lacquer and other materials to about 120 to 140 degrees, it applies better. This item is ready. This item is going to be made out of real gold, and it's going to be placed on our gallery. We sold one similar to this, and we like to replace it with something else. Thank you for watching. If you need to see more, we have a lot of lessons and tutorials on our website, lakesidepottery.com, and click on repair lessons. Thank you and have a wonderful day.